RITC Cybersecurity, empowering businesses with robust cybersecurity protection.
Welcome to the Ciphered Reality Podcast from RITC Cybersecurity, small businesses partner in proactive cybersecurity. I'm Mike Rotundo, here with me, as always, my co-host, Mari Cherry, the brains behind the podcast, the wind beneath our wings. Today, we are going to unravel the mysteries of cybersecurity one bite at a time. We explore digital heists, hacker exploits, uncover online threats, and the strategies to stay ahead. Whether you're an IT pro, business owner, or just safeguarding your personal stuff, this is your guide to cyber world. Today, we're going to go through some cybersecurity news and discuss what, Mari?
Today, the topic is broad cyber awareness. All right, for news, though, we have a few stories. First one was actually we found on LinkedIn. Mickey Mouse attack lets hackers steal sensitive data via mouse sensors, like your computer mouse sensors.
Yep.
Cool. A groundbreaking cybersecurity vulnerability has been discovered that transforms everyday computer mice into sophisticated eavesdropping tools. Okay. Researchers have... That's not scary at all.
No. Now we can't even trust our mice.
Right? The little clicky... Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Researchers have developed the Mickey Mouse attack, which exploits high-performance optical sensors in consumer mice to secretly capture confidential user conversations through, this part I thought was really crazy, through acoustic vibrations transmitted via work surfaces. What? So it's not just like recording it. I'm understanding this right? It's picking up vibrations. Like it is recording it, but you tell me what you're...
It's recording the vibrations and then turning them into actual words.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same way that you can hack a air gap system by recording the vibrations off a screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah, didn't you know that? That's like common sense.
You stop it.
No, it is real. It is real, actually. But yeah, that's been around for 3 or 4 years.
What?
But you have to get close enough to the system, like the air gap system.
Okay.
So, like if I was in my office was air gapped from everything else, if you would have to literally be almost in the room next to me with the sensor to the wall to pull the stuff off pull the stuff off the monitors.
Have we talked about this before?
No, I just
Okay.
saved that to blow your mind today.
Yeah. Well, that's the podcast. So.
Yeah. Mari
my
needs to clean the
gosh.
brains off of her screen.
Yeah. Mush.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
Why haven't we talked about that? What?
You never brought it up.
I didn't know.
You didn't think to ask. You weren't like, hey, if we have air gap systems,
It
can I
just...
be recorded?
We need to
Yeah.
talk about air gap systems.
I don't think we ever have.
No. Nope. I'm gonna make a note. I'm writing
Okay.
a note right now.
Okay.
What in the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, so you take that into, and it's definitely going to be like a state actor kind of thing. And then you look
Yeah.
at like, the Iranians and all the ones that the Israeli military killed, like the military guys, and they're like, how did they find us? And it's like, well, like this. There's probably a methodology that they used, and they thought they were in these safe systems, and they're like, no.
That seems straight out of a movie.
Yeah. Sounds like, Jack Ryan, or it sounds like, something like that. But yeah, no, that's real. Yeah.
All right, okay, all right. Okay. Focus.
Mari
Let's get
needs
back
a
to this.
minute, ladies and gentlemen. She's gonna breathe. She's gonna meditate for a minute, and she's just gonna. I think the word you're looking for is om.
Yeah. Yeah, woosah. Okay, let's get back to this news. You tell me your thoughts on this news story.
Well, I mean, the fact that that mice are so sophisticated with the prevalence of the wireless mouse and the infrared sensors on there, and the fact that they can pick up the vibrations as you're clicking and moving, and it'll actually like your voice modulates the sensors
Hmm.
inside the mouse, and they're actually record. I mean, that's just scary sci-fi kind of
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
dystopian nightmare type stuff.
that is wild.
Which is why I live in a bunker in the middle of the desert somewhere.
Right, somewhere. Is
Yeah,
it the desert? Are you sure?
and it could be a
I don't know.
rainforest.
Maybe.
I am looking at palm trees.
You never know. You never
Actually.
know. Oh, okay. Uh,
But once again, I find it interesting that one of the delivery systems is gaming.
yeah. Yep. That's gaming.
Hmm.
Okay. Can they, so why not keyboards? If it's just picking up vibrations.
You can pick up keyboards too. It's just not the mouse is the new thing.
Okay. Oh, well, there
You
you go.
can
There's the
listen
next thing.
to a keyboard, and if
Sure.
you spend enough time, you can deconstruct what they're doing.
Okay. But it's just not the same as,
It's not the same because the mouse has the infrared connection in it. It's not like you're stealing
oh,
the Bluetooth signal
right.
from the keyboard to the device.
Okay.
And with the prevalence of laptops, there aren't that many detached keyboards where most people aren't using the touchpad; they're using the mouse.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, well,
But
exciting. That's really great.
this is basically unknown. The users don't know that it's being done. There's no system
Mm-hmm.
degradation. But they're exploiting gaming once again, and yeah.
Cool.
So don't game on your work computer. Use a different
Yeah.
mouse for it.
Well, probably shouldn't do that anyway.
Probably shouldn't.
Maybe not.
Turn the mouse off.
I mean, everybody else. I'm gonna do what I want to do, but
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding.
Rules
Just
for thee,
kidding.
not for Mari.
Right. Do what I say, not what I do. Just
Exactly.
kidding.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't. Anyway, okay, now that I don't, that's it. That's all I got for that news story.
You think so? You want to talk
Yeah.
further on that?
No, I think air gapping just blew it away, so I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on then. The next one is from the Hacker News. Threats Day Bulletin. Microsoft Teams hack, MFA hijacking, 2 billion crypto heist, Apple Siri probe, and more. This one's just got a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
apparently. Just a little,
Yeah.
what they call that, alphabet soup or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like
Yeah.
a little bit of everything. Okay,
It's kind
so
of an overview
cyber,
of the week. Yeah.
yeah, 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 that's fair. Okay. Cyber threats are evolving faster than ever. Attackers now combine social engineering, AI-driven manipulation, and cloud exploitation to breach targets once considered secure. From communication platforms to connected devices, every system that enhances convenience also expands the attack surface, which that makes sense,
Yep.
unfortunately, but
We've
it's
mentioned
true.
that before.
Weird, right? Maybe once or
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. Microsoft detailed the various ways threat actors can abuse its Teams chat software at various stages of the attack chain, even
Hmm.
using it to support financial theft through extortion, social engineering, or technical means.
Plus, I like you can taunt. They're actually taunting you through it as well.
That's super great. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really nice. Um, yeah, what else stood out to you?
Well, it's just again, it comes down to the social engineering. It's not necessarily even a technical hack. It's just social
Hmm.
engineering, and it's
Yep.
just what it comes down to. And then the human, like we've mentioned before, is always going to be the weakest link.
Yeah. Dang, come on, guys.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Come on, humans.
I know. Come on, humans. It's fine. Anyway, um, let's see. Octotempest has used communication apps, including Teams, to send taunting and threatening message to organizations, like you just said, defenders and incident response teams as a part of extortion and ransomware payment pressure tactics. The company said after gaining control of MFA through social engineering password resets, they sign into Teams to identify sensitive information supporting their financially motivated operations. As mitigations, organizations are advised to strengthen identity protection, harden endpoint security, and secure Teams clients and apps. So yeah, how do we help people? How do we?
Well, as we've seen, a lot of the new phishing email is now that, you got the 7-stage typhoon, whatever it was,
Yeah, so
stuff
probably
like that.
both.
That's just abusing all of that anyway. So you think you're
Right.
getting a legitimate Microsoft login screen, and it's not.
No.
And then they're stealing the tokens so that they can go ahead and reuse them because you're doing, people are still clicking on remember me. And so keeping those tokens alive.
Oh, that goes into our next news story. I was going to ask you to elaborate
Okay.
on tokens, actually. So, yeah, keep that in mind
Okay.
because I was going to ask you about all of that. But yeah, go ahead and finish your train of thought. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh no,
How
that's
can
I
we
mean
help
that's basically
people?
it. Is what it comes down to is like people are the weak. So it's you've got training, and then you've got to make sure that people aren't clicking on that stuff. We had a customer last night send us an email saying, "You got this email? Please don't forward phishing email.
Look
Take
at
a
this crap.
screenshot of yeah, take a screenshot or whatever, but don't forward phishing email to people because you're doing their job for you.
Yeah.
Um, or you're doing their job for them.
Well, insider threat,
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah,
maybe.
yeah. So it was like, is this bad? Yeah. Thank you for passing that along. Yeah, that's bad. I,
Yes.
yeah. So
Okay. Well,
what
good.
I thought was interesting in the story was this $2 billion hack that the
Mm-hmm.
North Koreans did.
Yeah.
So um, the Bybit hack in February,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
$1.46 billion. So I thought
That's
that's a lot of money.
yeah, it is.
That's almost what I pay you.
Uh, almost, not quite.
Yeah. But
So,
it's all the fraudulent worker team IT stuff that people want people to work remote. They go and they
mm-hmm.
take resumes from people they don't know. They don't do their due diligence. They don't, and that's also stolen identities. But they busted someone in Arizona that had
Oh,
like 76 of these like it was a laptop farm with 76 laptops in it so they could show they were connecting in from the US, but it was all North Korea.
yeah.
So,
It's tricky.
mm-hmm. Tricksy and
Sneaky.
false.
Tricksy little hobbits is.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Um, did you have anything else?
No, I think that's enough.
Oh, okay. All right. Next one is also from the Hacker News.
Yeah.
SaaS breaches start with tokens.
Yes.
What security teams must watch. Okay, so before we get too far, it explains it in here a little bit what a token is, but maybe do you think you could give a little like Reader's Digest? Explain it to me like if I had to explain it to my children.
Okay. Well, if I were explaining it to your children, I would say a token is like a key
Okay.
that allows you to open a door, which would be in that fact a website, and you can have temporary keys and you can have permanent keys.
Oh, okay.
So if you select something like remember me, the key will last 30 days. If you say not to remember me, the key will last for the until you log out of that session.
Got it.
So it'll last until you lock the door, or it will last for 30 days.
And we don't like those 30-day keys.
No, we do not like those 30-day keys. Yeah.
So those are less ideal.
And we also don't like it when we don't delete our browser history after
Oh.
at most a week. Yeah.
So,
I know lots of people
so
that have never deleted their browser history. So
yeah.
much to
Yeah,
their
that's
embarrassment when I was working on their computer.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah.
Okay, so SaaS breaches start with tokens. Token theft is a leading cause of SaaS breaches. Discover why OAuth and API tokens are often overlooked and how security teams can strengthen token hygiene to prevent attacks. So what are tokens? We just talked about that. They're like keys, you say?
Yep, they're like keys.
Cool.
But basically,
Most
they're little electronic deals like cookies that allow you to continue to action. They contain bits of information. So
yeah, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's useful information. So
Okay.
thanks. Most companies in 2025 rely on a whole range of software as a service applications to run their operations. However, the security of these applications depends on small pieces of data called tokens.
Mm.
Tokens like OAuth access tokens, API keys, and session tokens work like keys to these applications. If a cyber criminal gets hold of one, they can access relevant systems without much trouble. So if you are saving it for that 30 days, it makes it a lot easier for them.
Mhm.
Recent security breaches have shown that just one stolen token can bypass multi-factor authentication and other security measures. Instead of exploiting vulnerabilities directly, attackers are leveraging token theft. It's a security concern that ties into the broader issue of SaaS sprawl and the difficulty of monitoring countless third-party integrations.
How many customers do we have that we talk to? And it's like, well, how many applications or how many applications do we have? Honestly, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah. We have no centralized control. Well, it's like the one we talked to this morning. Well, we've got a licensed version of AI, but we let everybody else do whatever they want. And it's like, okay, not so good.
Yeah, not great. This also mentions that they're okay, so I am a little curious about this sprawling SaaS usage. What does that mean?
Well, what it means is, SaaS is software as a service. So
Right?
there's like HubSpot, and then there's Gmail, and then there's, you know, what other tools? I mean, any other SaaS tools that we use like that are out there, like QuickBooks and that kind of stuff. Well, you have all these other SaaS tools out there
Hmm.
that people are just logging into because it's not, you don't have the traditional controls where when things were installed inside the environment to use them.
Hmm.
Now it's like anybody, if I want to use this tool and it's not offered by my company, I can just go use the tool.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
way to stop them.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Okay.
so it starts to sprawl because you have this. And then the other thing is you have certain departments that are like, oh, I'm just going to do this because I'm, this department and I'm not going to tell IT.
Okay. So that makes this more that yeah, that makes more sense. This um
Yeah.
sentence here says the issue is bigger than any single app. It's an ecosystem problem fueled by sprawling SaaS usage and hidden token trust relationships between apps.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense to me
Mm.
now. I was reading it and I was like, I don't really get what's going on there. But okay, so yeah, you have people who are like, well, they're not going to give it to me, so I'm just going to go over here and use it. And then it's just
Yeah.
sharing and sprawling. It's
Yeah.
sprawled.
Yeah.
And here you have these tokens and hidden tokens.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
not great. Not
Nope.
great.
Nope.
Anyway, yeah, thoughts on it.
No. Clean your
Mhm.
browser history. There's got, you have to put in your acceptable use policy and you have to enforce and you have to work with your business units and unit leaders and say, look, everything needs to go through IT for a specific reason.
Mhm.
Because if we have to let someone go, we have to make sure it can all be cleaned up. And we have to put security policies around it. But people don't think about that. I mean,
Right.
we've dealt with people that let their marketing people do whatever they want and they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And then they wind up with websites on degraded software and hardware that's been like, oh, it's only 8 years out. And it's like, yeah, that's not good.
Uh, yeah. I was gonna say could be worse, but that seems pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they can wonder why they're having problems with I mean, it's just like with their website. It's like, it's that you have to have control and on these individual silos. And that's the problem with small companies is that when a small company starts out, we don't have time to do everything.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, oh, you go run with this and you go run with that. And then suddenly you get to be a bigger company. And it's like, well, when we started the company, I said, you go run with that. Well, now I have no idea what
Oh
you've run
shoot.
with.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
That makes sense though, because sometimes it's like we're just trying to stay afloat. So it's like, okay, if you can handle
yeah,
it, handle it.
right. Yeah. We have
But
enough
then,
going on.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
sound familiar at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, so that's all I've got for news. Is there anything
Okay.
you want to add to those delightful news stories we shared with our audience today?
No, I think that's That's pretty good. I mean, I did see that the
Good
number
number.
was it was something like 490 is the average
Oh yeah,
of
yeah.
SaaS applications for like a medium-sized company. That's
That's a
downright scary.
that's that I would have never guessed that number to be that
Yeah.
high. I
Yeah.
would have not guessed it.
It
Never.
just gives you an idea of how many apps are really out there, though. I mean,
hmm Yeah, and I guess if you have multiple people using different apps, I don't want to know how many apps out there, but
yeah.
I honestly would have never guessed it would be that high.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, well, your sales team's like, well, we don't use like, HubSpot. We're going to use this version of, Bob's CRM,
hmm
and we like that better because there's no controls on it. We can do whatever we want. Or
Sure.
not to keep picking on the salespeople, but then HR is always a black hole because you don't always know what those people are doing, and they don't always want to tell you. So,
Yeah, and I guess it's a little tricky too because some of their stuff needs to say confidential,
mhm.
right? So
But you should know the systems, and it's the same thing with the financial
that's
people.
fair.
Well, we
Yeah.
use this, and this, but sometimes we also use this, and this, and this, kind of thing.
Yeah. Great. That's so
Yeah.
fun.
Hmm.
So that's all I have for news. Now we're going to jump into some broad cyber awareness, and maybe after
Maybe.
the topic, we might have some insight on how to help us protect against some of
Okay.
these things we keep talking about in the news.
Yeah.
Okay, topic.
Yeah.
Broad cyber awareness. First on the list I have is foundational concepts. I'm going to read through, and then you tell me what I left out or elaborate on what I've
Okay.
put out there. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Foundational concepts: cybersecurity fundamentals, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Interesting.
That's called the CIA triad, by the way.
Oh, CIA triad.
Yeah.
I I know.
You know that?
No. Security frameworks like NIST, ISO, CIS, SOC 2, HIPAA, risk management and assessments,
Mhm.
compliance and governance. What have you got for us?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, confidentiality, integrity, and availability is the basis of cybersecurity, and that's when you get your CISP and all that kind of stuff, you'll learn that that is the CIA triad, and it is the basic foundation for everything we do is basically protecting data, which is why we do cybersecurity.
hmm
So, um, I don't remember that whole list.
Security frameworks.
Okay, security frameworks is you get it, NIST, ISO, CIS, those are critical. And there's a bunch more out there. There's like,
Yeah.
COBITs and I can't even remember them all anymore. There's like 10 really accepted
Oh,
frameworks out there, but most people do NIST, ISO, or CIS,
okay.
unless you have something really specific that you need to do.
Okay.
I mean, there's like FDA and then there's all those on top of that, but I mean, just base cyber frameworks, security frameworks for regular companies.
hmm
And then you go overseas and they have not only ISO, but like we dealt with a customer that was trying to implement business in France. And France has their own set of requirements over and above GDPR, over and above ISO, over and above everything
Oh,
else. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like like reasonable, like a good idea. This is something other countries should be looking at.
It's more of, we came up with this so we can call it the French framework, and it was just basically a reiteration of ISO and NIST, but you had to put it was under their terms. It's kind of like when you do ISO, it's a whole lot of NIST, but it have to have ISO terms in it. So it's really just a rehash. I mean, every framework comes down to the same functions and the same concepts. It really is. It's just how it's couched and what requirements you need to do.
Yeah. So that kind of leads us into the next one, risk management and assessment. Risk
Hmm.
management is really it, right?
Yeah, risk management is critical, but so you need to do a risk assessment annually,
hmm
or if you're making like major changes to your infrastructure, but you should do it annually, and then create a poem and a project plan, and spend your time remediating everything else before your next assessment.
hmm
But you also have to have, you have to understand things like your risk tolerance for your company and what is your risk appetite and what risks are you going to accept, try to mitigate, what are you going to share, what are you going to ignore, just ignore, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But that helps from a risk standpoint. I mean, how many times have we talked to people and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just not going to do that, so we're going to accept that."
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Okay.
gonna, all right, you do
Y-
you.
Yeah. Our job is to advise,
Right?
recommend, and
Right.
report.
Yep.
You, you do your thing.
You can lead a horse to water. You can't
Yeah.
make him drink.
Yep.
I have heard some people say that they have certain stipulations though before they will agree to work with a company, and it's like
Hmm.
if you want to, if you want us to work together, these we're gonna do X, Y, Z, and you have to agree to that.
Yeah.
I
That's
know.
why we do the third party assessments, right? So,
Mhm. Yeah. All right. Compliance and governance.
okay, so that would be your HIPAAs, your SOC 2s, your PCIs, CMMC, those kind of things.
Hmm.
High trust.
Hmm.
Now, ISO also is a framework, but it also has an audit component, and you can be certified in ISO. So,
Okay. So security frameworks, I had listed HIPAA under that before. That would not be considered a framework technically.
no,
No,
it's a compliance framework.
it's compliance framework, not a security framework, compliance framework.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I got
And
that.
then some companies, depending on how big of the company you're dealing with in healthcare, will also want you to be high trust certified.
Both HIPAA and
Hmm.
HITRUST.
Yeah.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay. Are they that different?
No, I would liken it to being having, well, so NIST does not have an audit component unless you're doing CMMC,
Mm-hmm.
but it's almost like requiring you to be NIST compliant and HIPAA compliant. But high trust was started by the insurance and health industry
Mm-hmm.
to have their own security framework, kind of like SOC 2 was started by the accountants.
Okay.
So they started making that a requirement. So big companies who had a vested interest in high trust originally started making that a requirement. So it became more and more of a thing.
Okay. And I've heard you mention doing like NIST and um, SOC 2 or HIPAA and NIST. Do I have that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So would that still apply if you did HIPAA and high trust? Would then
I still would recommend doing NIST as a
okay.
foundation because if you do NIST as a foundation, you're going to be about 85%, 80 to 85% compliant with both high trust and HIPAA.
Okay. Got it.
So same thing with PCI, same thing with SOC 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Whoa! That was I feel like my brain's a little boggled from that. All right.
You're still reeling from air gap.
I am. I am. That's not a lie.
I know.
It's still floating around in there.
I have a feeling we'll have a conversation after the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I wrote it down because I am gonna do more research on that. I, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Network and infrastructure security.
Hmm.
Firewalls and intrusion detection prevention systems, IDS, and IPS.
Hmm.
Secure network design and segmentation, VPNs and remote access security, wireless security, Wi-Fi protection. I'm going to ask about this. I saw it and I put it in here because I wanted to ask. WPA3 and rogue
Yes.
access points. So what? I just threw it in there. I was like, I'll ask him in the.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, WPA is the wireless format, and then rogue
Okay.
access points is that, in some places in bigger businesses, you actually have to search for that because one of the things that we want to do is like sneak in a Wi-Fi pineapple, right? We've talked
Right.
about that before.
Yeah.
So people will, I mean, I've worked with businesses that have found rogue wireless access points in ductwork or in the drop ceilings. If
What?
people want in bad enough, they will pose as a vendor or they'll pay someone to implement something like that. The scariest thing that came out a while ago was that cyber criminals were embedding wireless devices into stuffed animals and then sending them to companies. And they would have wireless devices, rogue access points in them. And I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, it would be around Christmas. So you'd know who the CFO was or whatever, and you would send this out.
It'd be like a
And,
stuffed
and
holiday teddy bear or something.
yeah, and it would last for 30 days. And so they'd monitor the traffic for 30 days. And yeah, it's just, they'll use anything. And as the technology gets smaller and smaller and smaller,
Hmm.
you know, it's that much more dangerous.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
I did have one more on that
Yeah.
list.
Okay.
Zero trust architecture.
Yeah. ZTN. Yeah.
Yeah. Which we talked about. I don't remember how many weeks ago, how many episodes ago. We did talk about zero trust, and we gave that house analogy
Yeah.
of going into each room. Each room is locked, and you have to have access or prove why you're there and what you're doing. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Anything else to add to networks and infrastructure security?
What I would do is also say that you want, security VLANs and you don't want flat networks. You want to make sure that you've got segmentation in your environment
Hmm.
and that your data is secured off, especially your regulated data is secure from everything else.
Okay. So,
So,
and the top one, firewalls. And then
mhm,
firewalls, it listed, I put both firewalls and intrusion detection and
mhm.
intrusion prevention systems.
Yep.
So, do you want to talk about those a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, firewalls are going to be your external connection, and then depending on how sophisticated a network you have,
Hmm.
you may have a DMZ, you may have, whatever. So it's a firewall, DMZ, then firewall. Is that generally
Hmm.
what that means?
Uh, what is a DMZ?
Demilitarized zone. It's a
Okay.
military term. So what it basically means is, so you've got this firewall, this external perimeter, and then
Hmm.
typically, like in the old days, we always had to put web servers out there,
Hmm.
and then you put the data source behind the firewall
Hmm.
to
Okay.
protect the data source.
Right.
So it's like firewall, web server, firewall, data source.
Okay.
Um, so it's layering, but then ideally you want your firewall to perform IDS IPS functionality. It used to be that you had to have a separate device for it. Now a lot of phones like the Meraki's are doing it on their own. They're doing it as part of their
Oh,
um, operating systems. Yeah, and then
okay.
what we do for segment separated VLANs is we use what's called a firewall context, which is basically a software firewall. So you would segregate off data or segregate off VLANs in by these firewall contexts.
Yeah. That all
That's what you were
makes
saying yesterday.
a lot of sense to me.
Mm.
Was I? I was saying that yesterday.
Yeah, you were. Maybe it was the day before.
Okay. Well, I've slept since then.
Yeah.
Did I write it down? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. You mentioned it. I didn't bring it up. I asked, what do we do to protect the firewall? And you're like, oh, segregated VLANs and firewall contexts. Mike, what's your
Let me
problem,
tell
man?
you, this
Yeah.
is everybody knows this,
Yeah. It's common sense.
obviously. Yeah.
You've got a VLAN at home for the kids and one for you and one for
Right?
visitors and one for, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
One for the adults, one for the kids, whatever.
Yeah, that is kind of cool though that you can differentiate that.
Hmm.
Okay, endpoint and device security. I have a long list, so I hope we get through all of it.
Okay. We have all the time in the world.
All
So,
the time in the world. Yeah, endpoint and device security, antivirus and endpoint detection and response,
hmm
EDR and XDR,
hmm
patch and vulnerability management,
hmm
bring your own device security, mobile device management, uh, IoT and OT security.
okay.
Thoughts? No, I'm just kidding. We can start back at the top if you want. Antivirus and endpoint detection. I realized the first time I said antivirus, and this time I said antivirus.
So it works the same. It's potato,
It does.
potato, tomato,
I
tomato.
know. Who knows why I did that? I have no idea. It just
It's the
whatever.
cockeyed mind of Mari.
Yeah, I think it's the no sleep.
No sleep.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
becoming a theme. I'm pretty sure the no sleep podcast. Maybe that's what it should be called.
And maybe, 'cause we're
Maybe.
both there today.
Yeah.
So,
It's nonsense. That's what it is.
yeah. So that is the fifth of tequila that's sitting on your desk. So
Oh, right. I forgot about that. It was
that bottle
hiding
was
behind the.
that bottle was full when we started.
It was. Key word being was full. Not anymore. It is not anymore.
Okay, so antivirus should be on every
This
computer,
is the
huh?
tequila.
Yes, I know. It should be on every computer. Antivirus should be anti-malware, but it should be
Yep.
updated. It should be state-of-the-art stuff, and a lot of it's now AI driven. Like Bitdefender is AI
Yep.
driven, and I think
Yep.
Norton and CrowdStrike is, although CrowdStrike
Okay.
just got hacked. So,
Oh,
um,
good.
yeah, I think that's
Good.
what I read.
Well,
And so one of them did. One of the big ones. It may have been
okay. Well, maybe I'll look for
one.
that for the next
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, and then so. But it should be out there, and you should have an EDR. But and ideally, if you have a remote workforce, you want a SASE solution as well.
Real quick, what is a SASE solution? Just so we have a
A SASE solution is
refresher.
basically is like, and it's SASE, not SASSY.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So what it is, it's basically it's a system that protects it. How's it? The easiest way to do it is it replicates your internal business environment on the box itself. So it manages your DNS. It forces you through a firewall. It limits where you can go. It basically it's more network focused and basically it's the equivalent of of your user sitting behind the firewall in your brick and mortar building.
Okay. Okay.
That's the simplest way to describe it.
Okay. All right.
You
And
know?
then before we were talking about SASE, we were talking about I believe antivirus endpoint detection and response.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
So you want an EDR and you want a what do they call it? What do you call it?
XDR.
XDR.
That's what I found, but do you call it something else?
I get those acronyms. There's so many acronyms out there.
Yeah, that's why I asked because
So, I
I
think it
find
should
some
be,
and then I'm like, I don't know if that's is that right?
yeah.
I don't know.
And just so at a certain point, I just tired of using the acronyms and say endpoint management.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patch and vulnerability management.
Patching is critical because you
Yes.
will defeat most cyber criminals. You'll be ahead of like 90% of the people just by keeping your systems up to date.
Yeah, I had a conversation about this with my oldest. Was it last night?
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, there's been a update on my phone for a while," and I was like,
Update it.
"You got to do that." And she was
Yeah.
like, "I know, but then my phone does this thing," and I was like, "No,
Hmm.
child,
Yeah. You will update it.
you get that taken care of."
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, it's important.
Yep.
Update, patch,
And you
proceed.
should have a current phone. I mean, you shouldn't have an old phone. You should have like a newest one within the last couple revisions, um, like an
Hmm.
iPhone 17.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes though, you have like a old faithful that's really hanging in there and doing a good job. What is your recommendation?
I would recommend that you would get a updated one because you know what kind of security risks are on that older one and what patches can be applied as you continue to run out of space.
Hmm. Space is an
Um,
issue.
yep. So I would recommend that yes, you would at least upgrade 2 versions, if not 4 versions. That way, you also don't have to carry coal in your pocket to make your phone run.
That's extreme. Well, I don't know who's carrying coal in their pocket. That's
Don't you have one of those furnace fueled ones that,
no,
it's not steam powered?
no. Mine came out after that. It did.
Barely.
Barely. It did though. It did, and it's fine. I will update my phone though eventually, one of these days, probably.
Maybe tomorrow.
Probably. Probably not. Tomorrow. So, okay, next one. Cloud
When you're
and
within 3 miles of an Apple store, maybe.
maybe, probably not. Okay, cloud and application security. We gotta focus. Can't you
Yeah.
just focus? Okay.
Okay.
Cloud service models. Um, I have not heard these. So is it
Yeah.
LAAS? LAS, like a wee lass.
Yeah.
Okay. LAS, PAS, and SAS. I have heard that one. But the other two, I have not. So what are the other two?
So PaaS is platform as a service.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
LAS is, I can't remember LAS.
Okay. I should have looked it up. I just like putting you on the spot, so that's why I put it,
What is LAS? LAAS.
probably should have looked it up before. Um, so we have those cloud service models, identity and access management, API
Oh,
security.
logging as a service.
Oh, that makes
Whatever.
that's fine. Uh, DevSecOps.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be one, or do those usually typically divided?
Well, I mean,
Or
what
is
was the
it
first
just
one? DevSecOps.
DevSecOps?
DevSecOps is one word. DevSecOps is a fancy term that came out 5 years ago for kind of like when they kind of rebranded IT for what I've been doing for 25 years.
A
Um,
millennia?
yeah, yeah, for the last 500 years of my IT
Right.
career.
Right.
Um, all it means is development security, and it's just testing code and making sure that the security controls are around development and deployment. And it's looking and it's threat hunting, which is basically pen testing, internal
hmm
pen tests. So I mean, it's just like, yes, we have all these new terms, but DevSecOps is a thing, and now there's a whole bunch of tools out there for doing DevSecOps for things that we were doing manually 20 years ago. So
hmm They definitely could have picked a better name. I don't like that name. I don't.
no,
They could have done a better job.
yeah,
But also the SDLC.
software development lifecycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why don't they just do something like? But I guess it's not really like the. Well, it still is development.
Well, software development lifecycle is the policy around it, right? It's the process, whereas
hmm
DevSecOps is the
The
bolt.
operations.
Yeah, well, it's part of. So DevSecOps has nothing to do with the development of code, whereas SDLC focuses on the from everything from the design of the code on through the decommissioning of the code.
Okay. All right. So homework for everyone this week. Come up with a better name.
Yeah, and better name for DevSecOps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's fine. It's fine. Then the last thing I have is container, and I don't know this.
Docker or Kubernetes.
Yes, that's it. I'm
Yeah,
glad you said it, and I
yeah.
didn't because that's not what I was going to say.
What were you gonna say?
I'm not going to say it. Container and Kubernetes security.
Uh-huh.
So I've heard of containers.
Yes.
I thought it was fake, actually.
Oh.
This other thing I found. So I'm like, oh, what
Um,
is it?
I do not have a textbook definition of Kubernetes for you
Okay,
off the top of my
let's talk
head.
about containers.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't have a textbook definition of that either.
Oh,
Um, they're part of AWS. Excuse me.
specifically, always?
Yeah. So, well, no, not specifically, but Kubernetes is a system for automating deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications is the definition for it. So,
Containerized.
yeah, so a containerized application would be an application that's kind of built in a box, right? But it's a virtual box, right?
Sure,
And then
sure.
Kubernetes will hold multiple applications.
So the Kubernetes is the box?
hmm Kubernetes is the system for automating deployment of scaling of management of containerized applications.
Okay.
So this is not where my area of expertise is.
Oh, you're fired.
I'm sorry.
Fired.
I will pack up my desk.
That would be really bad, actually.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. All right.
Human and organizational factors. So I believe
Yeah.
you were trying to say.
Yeah, human and organizational factors, social engineering and phishing, insider threats, security awareness training, policy management and enforcement, third party and vendor risk management.
Yep.
I said and, but it's slash. It's third party and or.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about social engineering and phishing a lot,
Hmm.
but highlights. What is it?
Social engineering is manipulating a human to do something they don't necessarily want to do
Yeah.
and without bring about an adverse result.
Yes. Insider threats.
Mhm. Insider threats is a
Me. No,
trusted,
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, exactly. Mari is a perfect example. Um, it is a internal trusted resource that may potentially do something negative. Now, there's inadvertent insider threats, and then there's intentional insider threats.
Yeah, like they do it on accident, not
Hmm.
knowing, and then sometimes it is malicious.
Hmm.
Security awareness training.
Security awareness training. Yeah, I think you can describe that one for us.
It's training on security and awareness
Very good.
for your. I'm just kidding. For your employees, should be done at least annually, probably more often if you can get people to do it.
Quarterly.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
Sometimes they even have free
Hmm.
trainings online.
And we're developing our own.
I was just gonna say, yeah, we're developing one. It is coming along spectacularly. All right, policy management and enforcement.
Yes.
Yes, policy management. Um, would that be like the company, their internal person who keeps track of them and hangs on to them and makes sure everybody understands them, or would that be like what we do when we help them get them,
Well, we do kind
ready?
of we do cross that line in that we are involved with the internal side of that. From for smaller companies, we will manage them for them. We will update them for them. But typically, you want someone who's going to manage and enforce them. So, enforcing them, you have administrative and technical controls, and so it all depends on what you're doing. But administrative controls need to be enforced by the company itself
Hmm.
and technical controls
Okay,
as well. But where we come in is we kind of help you design those controls in policies and then,
right,
can help you monitor them as well.
cool. And then third party and vendor risk management.
Yeah. So third party management is a big deal because, ever since, well, it's been a big deal before, but the supply chain hack that happened through SolarWinds, um,
Hmm.
there's a lot of risk to vendors who are not up to your standards, which is why the SOC 2's become such a big thing.
Oh, okay.
There are third party assessment companies out there now that are like intermediaries that big companies use and say, oh, you go ask these questions. Unfortunately, the problem with those is they have no idea why they're asking the question. They just know they're asking the question. They don't know, and they have no ability.
Good.
They do black and white. They have no
Hmm.
ability to say, well, we can, that control is fine. We can make it work. They're just like, well, they want the specific control. So there's a whole lot of, sometimes it's not the time saver that you
Hmm.
think it is, because if
Right.
I come back and I've got this, 'cause one of the things that we do is we teach people to, you don't necessarily have to buy FIM software if you've got something that will work for FIM that you've developed in-house. So, but if you come out and say, I've got this custom code that does this, they got to go, okay, well, I'm going to write this down, but we got to take it back to the other company and they have to.
Approve
So,
it,
yeah,
essentially.
basically,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Data protection and privacy.
Yes.
I've still got a lot to go, so we might need a.
Might be starting part two of this.
Yeah. We'll try to make it a little more speedy.
Yeah.
Okay. Data protection and privacy. Data classification and encryption. Data loss prevention. Privacy laws. Secure data storage and disposal. Backup and disaster recovery.
Yeah. All good things. You should test your backups at least quarterly. Just make
I'm
sure
done.
that you can do restores. You should be backing up your data daily, especially your critical data. If you have a way of backing up your users' data with Carbonite or something like that, use that. Um, Data protection obviously comes down to ACLs, ACLs,
Hmm.
putting regulated data in the right data sources or data places in
Yeah.
secure data controls. Encrypt your regulated data, limit who has access to it, that sort of thing.
Yes. Awesome.
Yep.
All
Yep.
good things.
Yep. Yep.
Threats, attacks, and incident response. So, malware and ransomware, denial of service, advanced persistence threats, incident detection, And response, digital forensics and threat hunting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Incident response is critical. You should be doing incident response tabletops every quarter.
Hmm.
Threat hunting is internal pen testing. It's part of the pen testing genre.
Hmm.
Forensics is typically depending, and now in the age of cyber insurance, your cyber insurance vendor is going to want to manage that generally. They're gonna have their own
Oh,
forensics people, but you have to
okay.
protect yourself and do your own assessment as well because
Right.
remember the insurance company, despite they say they're like a good neighbor, they ain't. They're out to not pay you. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Identity, authentication, and access. Multi-factor authentication.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing.
Yep.
Privileged access management, single
Yep.
sign-on, password policies, and credential management.
Yep.
Directory services. I wasn't 100% sure. Um, Active Directory or Azure?
Yeah. So Active Directory is an RBAC tool, role-based access control tool.
Okay.
Active Directory has Azure. You also have Jump Cloud. You have,
Oh yeah.
I think Azure's is now called Intra. Um,
Oh, okay.
you've got Jump Cloud, you've got other things, you've got LDAP, you've got all sorts of things out there that do perform that function.
Okay. Intra,
Oh.
like entry, but intra.
Yeah. They rebranded.
That's fun. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Strategies and operational cybersecurity. So, Security Operations Center Management,
Mhm.
VCISO and Cybersecurity Program Development, Business Continuity and Resilience Planning, Security Metrics and Reporting, Cyber Insurance and Legal Considerations.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, so a SOC, which is SOC, which
Hmm.
um, security operations control, that's somebody who monitors your system 24-hour a day and notifies you
Hmm.
if there's an issue.
An actual person.
Well,
Um,
it could be automated. Now that a
oh,
lot of
okay.
those lower end positions
Are
and that are
automated.
going to AI.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
but I think we talked about that, how we're going to have problems now with lower end, well, with the less than, the entry level IT people or security people,
Hmm.
which is then going to make for less medium level people in 5 years. Or no,
Yeah.
that was at the ISA conference that we were
Yeah,
at.
I was just gonna say we were listening to someone talk about
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and the one before that too, they were talking about how layoffs, we hadn't realized they were such an issue, but
Yeah.
yeah, according to what they were saying, it was pretty bad. They knew a lot of people personally who
Mhm.
had been affected by these layoffs,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Even with AI, though, you still got to have people.
Yeah, yeah. But like what you were saying before it is going to affect how many people we have
Hmm.
in, 5 years or 10 years or
Right.
however. And that's kind of a scary thought.
Yeah. But, they did say that, robots on manufacturing lines would get rid of auto workers, yet we still have a whole lot of auto workers.
Hmm. Yeah,
Someone's got
that's
to
true.
tend the machines.
Yeah.
So, and actually, one of my first jobs out of high school was a machine tender at Revlon,
Oh, for
where
real?
I managed a machine that did all the work, but I dumped stuff into the machine to make sure it did what it did and made sure the machine ran. And.
Very important question. What type of makeup did it make?
Oh, what I was on a shampoo line.
Oh, shampoo.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, fancy.
So I either had the job of making sure that the hopper, which was
Hmm.
where the bottles went, was full,
Right. Okay.
and that I had plenty of stock for that to keep the line running, or I
You had to
worked on
just
the
keep
QA
loading
end
it.
or make sure that the packaging worked properly.
Oh,
You can be amazed at how much waste happens because the packaging gets screwed up. So yeah.
that's unfortunate. I don't want to know, actually.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
mean,
want to know.
but that's actually a perfect example of why you can't 100% trust machines because
Yeah.
the machine's not going to know that it's not applying the glue right, that it's actually shooting it in the box instead of putting it on the box so that it can close the box.
Right. Yeah. There are certain things it's just not going to be aware of.
Yeah. So,
Oh, all right. Let's see. VCSO and cybersecurity program development.
VCISO is Chief Information Security Officer, which basically for those companies that don't need or can't afford a full-time CISO, you can hire someone to come in and, 5 hours a month or 10 hours a month or 50 hours a
Which we
month as your
do.
CISO, which we do.
We do.
And sometimes our
Time
clients actually
box.
pay us. So,
Yes. Yeah, that's important. Yeah, it is
yeah,
important. Business continuity and resilience planning.
that's your disaster recovery and making sure that if something goes bad, you can actually keep running.
Yes. That would the like BIA docs fall under that?
That would be BII docs. But the problem is that people are getting to the dangerous thought of, well, I'm in the cloud. I don't need to do any of that. And that is not how it works.
Well, that might be a hard lesson that needs to be learned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Security metrics and reporting.
How systems of function and are they within the parameters that you've designed and are they blocking what they're supposed to block and that sort of thing. So
All right. I did bring up cyber insurance and legal considerations. I feel like that's not something we like really.
the only thing that we would do from cyber insurance is help you prep for your cyber insurance because they will come out and they say you have to have all these controls in place and that's like, well,
Mm.
how do I get all these controls in place?
Oh, let me help you. I'll give you an
Yeah.
assessment.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Emerging technologies and trends,
Mhm.
AI and machine learning in security, quantum computing and post-quantum cryptography,
Right.
blockchain security, cyber physical systems, I almost said symptoms, security automation and orchestration.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about AI and machine learning.
Right.
So, I mean, if you want to touch on that for a bit, we can, or we can jump to
We
quantum
can we can
computing,
we can jump to quantum.
and post-quantum cryptography.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Even more fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
definitely.
there's 5 algorithms approved by NIST for post-quantum
Okay.
cryptography,
Hmm.
and all the existing algorithms will be basically useless once you get to quantum.
For
Just
real?
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because what quantum functions at a rate, and you combine AI with quantum, and all of a sudden things are getting
Uh-huh.
really dangerous. And so, but basically, when I passed my certified ethical hacking test class the
Hmm.
first time, it was basically the computers in use at the time would take, 100 years, just one laptop to break into AES 256. Well, now
Oh.
quantum will do it in 2 minutes or less. But, keep in mind that they've got mainframes, or we've got mainframes, and the Chinese have mainframes that do trillions of calculations per second.
Hmm.
So,
I
this is just blowing your mind all day, isn't it? We started with air
Yeah,
gap, and now you're just
yeah.
like trillions of kind of,
My brain's melting. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Okay. Blockchain security.
yeah. Okay.
Why don't, will you give me an overview of what it is? What is blockchain security?
Um, blockchain,
Did I stump you again?
it's been a while since I've looked at it
I'm just
because,
kidding.
yeah, I mean, that's basically what blockchain is: a distributed ledger with growing lists of records that are securely linked together via cryptographic hashes.
Mm.
So
Oh,
each block contains a cryptographic hash of the previous block, a timestamp, and transaction data.
timestamp.
So,
Mm.
yep.
Okay.
So, but it's just another security tool. So
Yeah.
blockchain security is um, what it is. So it's a decentralized digital database or ledger that securely stores records across a network of computers in a way that's transparent, immutable, and resistant to tampering. Each block contains data, and the blocks are linked in chronological chain.
All right.
That's the definition.
All right.
Our
Sorry.
clients
Go ahead.
were not big enough to deal with blockchain. It's not really
So it's just not a thing
it's
for
not a
us.
critical thing for us.
Yeah. All right. Cyber physical systems. I don't.
I'm not sure what that's
Okay.
referencing unless it's the cyber systems that are like the controls for like your badge readers and retina scanners.
Oh,
And then maybe that's what they're talking about when they use that
okay.
term.
Maybe. All right. And then security automation and orchestration. SOAR.
SOAR it's a software solution that helps security teams integrate various security tools, automate repetitive tasks, and streamline incident. So, again, this is another acronym that came out that describes a software that we've been doing something for years, and it's basically log aggregation in a way, but it
Oh,
also ties a bunch of tools together. So SOAR ties tools together that allow you to basically create a dashboard of what you want to see.
okay.
So,
All right. We do have time. We did get
okay.
through my whole list. That's it. That's all I
Wow,
got. Yeah. I
cool.
do have some questions though, just to like a
Okay,
quick recap, speed round.
okay,
I will give you whatever amount of seconds you need.
perfect.
Lucky, I know. You lucked out.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're retired.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe I should be tired for every podcast. I don't know.
Um, name
More
three that
tired.
you weren't.
Oh, yeah, okay. Never mind. That's out the window. That's not
Yeah.
gonna work. Okay. Question number one. What is
Okay.
cybersecurity?
Protecting digital assets, especially data, and its core foundational principles: the CIA triad, confidentiality, integrity, and accessibility or availability of data.
All right. Number three. What is phishing?
It's it's sending an email in an attempt to get you to click on something that will cause an adverse effect on your systems or company systems, that sort of thing. It's really an email disguised as something else with a harmful intent behind it.
Hmm. What's one easy way to stay secure online? Just one.
Just one.
Hmm.
Never
I've got it.
select remember me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. What is malware?
Malware is just a classification or a family of software that performs negative events can negatively impact your computer, allow stuff to be stolen. It's basically malware, meaning bad software.
Okay, this one's pretty tricky, but
Okay.
I'm going to throw it in there anyway.
Okay.
Should you click links or open attachments from unknown senders?
I'm going to go with no on that.
That's a great guess.
Yeah.
What is social engineering?
Social engineering is an attempt to manipulate you to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. So,
Yes. Eight. I say yes, like good job. Yeah, that's eight. How often should you update your software?
as often as they push it.
All right. What is a VPN used for?
Virtual private network is used for disguising where you're from and encrypting your data.
And last but not least, what should you do if you suspect a cyber incident?
Inspect a cyber incident.
Suspect.
Suspect a cyber incident. You should contact your security team, your information or your IT team. If you are an IT team or a security team, you should contact your insurance company, your bosses, the FBI, whatever you need to do. So, or
Nice.
contact RITC Cybersecurity, and we'll be glad to help you out.
Yeah. Yeah. Find us at our website,
Yeah.
ritcsecurity.com, or on LinkedIn or Instagram, or I was going to say
Facebook,
Twitter, but it's not Twitter anymore. It's X. Yeah, Facebook.
we're everywhere.
What else have we got? We got this podcast
Yep.
streaming on all major
Yep.
streaming platforms.
Yep. Yep. YouTube,
All right.
Spotify, Amazon,
YouTube,
iHeartRadio,
Apple
YouTube, yeah,
Podcasts.
Apple
Did I say
Podcasts.
this? I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I'm just repeating myself.
Yeah. Well, that's
Mhm.
okay.
All right, that's all I've got.
Yeah, we're done. We're spent. It
Ooh.
just reminds me of the Austin Powers movies where he shoots like 5 frames of films and throws the camera. I'm spent.
I feel that right now.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
yeah.
Say goodbye to the good folks, Mari.
Goodbye.
Thanks. This has been the Ciphered Reality Podcast from RITC Cybersecurity. Always remember that cybercrime is bad. Love RITC Cybersecurity. And on that note, we are not going to the bar because Mari's polished off almost a fifth of tequila, and we both need
I thought
we
it was
both need a nap.
scotch.
She thought it was scotch.
I thought
All
you
right.
said.
No, I said tequila.
Okay.
I'm the scotch drinker. All right. On that note, We're done. We've done enough damage. Thank you. Bye.